Hello, everyone. Here's your weather hazard briefing for Monday, August 21st. We continue with showers and thunderstorms and heavy rainfall today, especially over the central mountains. Those showers and thunderstorms do continue off and on through the week, but today is still the biggest impact day. Now that we are getting some sunshine in here today, you get outside of the central mountains, we could see some strong, even a couple of severe thunderstorms across the area, especially once you get over towards I-15 and east towards the Wyoming border. We continue with strong wind gusts outside of thunderstorms. We got high winds expected across portions of the central mountains up around Island Park and Monida Pass, and certainly along and south of 84 and 86 with some strong southerly downslope and gap winds still in the forecast. Satellite shows plenty of moisture lifting northward. The remnants of Hilary are already pushing towards the Pacific Northwest. Those remnants do get absorbed in a trough of low pressure that's already residing across portions of the Pacific Northwest out in towards the Puget Sound and off into southern Canada. It gets absorbed into that. Eventually that storm moves out. But you already see we are looking at some pockets of dry air moving in across portions of southeast Idaho, and that trend today is going to actually turn around, push most of the widespread moisture as Hilary moves farther west. That's going to get pulled farther west. We'll get that dry air in here that gives us sunshine, heating, and the potential of actually seeing some thunderstorms across the area for today. A little better chance of thunderstorms for our area. Now, most areas seeing major impacts across the Snake Plain and Magic Valley and the South Hills, especially the southern end. That's where we're going to have the higher impacts due to the strong southerly winds. Elsewhere, it's going to be heavy rainfall across the region, and we have already seen 1 to 2 inches in many areas of the Central Mountains. We've got more coming today. It's not going to take much, especially if we get thunderstorms and some higher rainfall rates going with those thunderstorms to potentially get some flooding, some rock and mudslides, even debris flows on some of our burn scars across the area. Going into tomorrow, impacts quickly drop off, although we do have the potential of still some localized flooding over the southeast highlands and over the central mountains just from what's left over in the rain the last 48 hours. And we start to just have some general showers and thunderstorms on a daily basis. The impacts and whether they're minor, moderate, major, anything like that, we'll just have to wait and see how things go along. But yesterday into later today, that's the biggest impact with everything occurring with the remnants of Hilary moving into this part of the United States. So how are things progressing for today? You'll notice we've already got, with that dry slot or two moving in, we've already got broken pockets of showers, heavier showers this morning. May see a few thunderstorms later on this morning. But as you see, as we go into today, you'll notice most of the moisture lifts to our north and west into western portions of Idaho, over into Oregon and Washington. We still have multiple areas of showers and thunderstorms this morning. Going into this afternoon, you'll see showers and thunderstorms across the southeast corner. Also, more showers and thunderstorms moving into the central mountains, especially the Sawtooths, the Wood River Valley, the Boulders, and the Pioneers. And that's where we're focusing the heavier precipitation still falling today over the central mountains, but just about anywhere. If we get a shower or thunderstorm today, could get some heavy rainfall once we get stronger cells to develop. We go into this afternoon, into this evening, you'll see that we start to see activity ending farther east, but more showers and thunderstorms rotating up through the Stanley Basin and the Sawtooths through the early morning hours. And then that lifts off to the north and to the east. But like we said, still plenty of rainfall coming our way with what's left of Hilary. Back to the forecast for today, temperature-wise, with that more potential for more sunshine, we're looking at 70s and 80s along the 84-86 corridor, actually anywhere from around Idaho Falls down to Twin Falls. A little added boost with the downslope winds today. Otherwise, if you're headed up to the high country, up to the higher elevations of the central mountains, still with plenty of cloud cover this morning, we're looking at 50s and 60s across the board once you get off the valley floor. Excessive rainfall outlook, you'll notice it continues to reside over the central mountains just because of all the rain we've had and what is expected for today. And that slight risk, if you look at that statistically, that's at least a 15% chance of seeing some flooding across the area. This does not include debris flows. That statistic is a little bit different than the general flooding risk. And for the rest of the area, Just a marginal risk, and that's simply because of the localized heavy rainfall with any thunderstorms that develop across the area today. Now, here is your total rainfall. The dry slot over portions of the Snake Plain and the Eastern Highlands, honestly, that just happens to be where we think there might be a lull in the precipitation today. Expect any showers and thunderstorms anywhere when we get the sunshine today and some locally heavy rainfall. But you'll notice the amount still over the Central Mountains, over the portions of the Sawtooth into the Boulders and the Pioneers. We're looking at over an inch, 1 to 2 inches additional today, and that is trying to take into account the potential of thunderstorms this afternoon across those areas. Otherwise, amounts are less, but still plenty of rainfall and plenty of flooding and debris flow potential over the Central Mountains through later on to this afternoon, even a little bit into this evening. Here are these winds. We're still looking at widespread 30 to 45 mile an hour gusts, maybe at least this morning up towards Du Bois and Ashton about 25 to 30. But you'll notice already in the higher elevations of the Central Mountains later on this morning, we're talking gusts over 50 miles per hour. And again, that corridor from south of Twin across the South Hills, Albion Mountains over to the areas west of I-15 and south of Pocatello and American Falls. Those wind gusts over 50 miles an hour in many areas, 60 at ridgetop, 60 to 70 ridgetop, and over 60 miles an hour possible. Any southerly gap winds coming through along the 84-86 corridor in that area. Otherwise, still some 50 to 60 mile an hour gusts over the higher elevations of the Central Mountains. And this is all of the wind on the east side of the remnants of Hilary coming through our area today. Now, for tonight, those winds still start to drop off a little bit this evening. They really drop off overnight, but we're still talking gusts over 25 miles an hour in many areas, and even some higher elevation and downslope wind gusts 30, 40 miles per hour, and even a little higher up along the Montana border. Now, for tomorrow, we back temperatures off again. We're talking 70s to near 80 in many areas, 50s and 60s in the higher elevations, especially up in the Central Mountains. We do have the potential of rainfall for tomorrow. Anywhere we have the potential for rainfall, localized flooding, but a little better chance on the very eastern edge of Hilary as that continues to be absorbed into low pressure up across the Puget Sound area, out across western parts of Canada. And another band of heavier showers and thunderstorms across the southeast corner expected tomorrow. Therefore, we have those two areas highlighted in collaboration with WPC for a marginal risk of flooding tomorrow. Again, this is just for Tuesday across the area. And here are the rainfall amounts. You'll notice very light amounts overall, but it's not going to take much, especially over the Central Mountains. Some of these areas looking at a tenth to a quarter in terms of rainfall amounts for tomorrow, quarter to a half. And any thunderstorms, it could be even higher than that. Another little pocket across the southeast corner for tomorrow as well. That's where those two areas were highlighted with the marginal risk for excessive rainfall. Winds tomorrow afternoon, not too much different than we'll see late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Gusts 25 to 35 in several areas, 35 plus up along the Montana border, also the highest elevations of the Lost River Range, also up towards Gilmore Summit in that direction as well. Wednesday, we start to warm up. We warm up even more into Thursday. Not too much difference between Thursday and Friday. Even though we're not showing it here, we've got southwest flow setting back up over the area. That means we do have some moisture moving in from the south and west, interacting with a couple of areas of low pressure moving through the area, at least swinging off a bigger low that's developing offshore out in the Pacific once again. That'll give us a periodic chance of showers and thunderstorms, but it will be generally warmer as we head towards the weekend. So once again, the heaviest rainfall still expected today. In addition to the heavy rainfall over the Central Mountains has already fallen, we do have localized heavier rainfall rates possible with thunderstorms today anywhere across central and eastern Idaho. And once you get away from the Central Mountains, especially over along and east of I-15, we could see a strong severe thunderstorm or two today. And we continue to highlight the winds over 50 miles an hour, the Central Mountains up along the Montana border, and 50, 60, even maybe 70 down along and south of 84 and 86 from right around Pokey back towards the Twin Falls area. Have a great day, and do stay safe out there, everyone.